Change the Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Got an awesome show planned for you tonight. Tonight, I'll be telling you guys how to lead your 9 to 5. All right? Great show. Hey, before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother?
Not much.
Week down, right?
Huh?
It's another week down.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Trying to stay corona free. And so the other producer, Slick 316. Give a shout out to my assistant, Joni, and everybody. And big shout out to my family and everything and stuff. See, one of my baby boy, William, one of his friends are tuning in. Where's William?
Oh, okay.
Where's William? He's at home, baby.
Hey.
I'm sorry. That's my 9-year-old.
All right.
Where's William? He at home, baby. Go on William's show.
Go on.
I just told y'all he's sharp. My baby boy different and everything. But nah, man, we got an awesome show, man, because, you know, the times we're going through right now, a lot of people are having different challenges coming on. And some challenges, most of them, they really didn't initiate, where you're sitting there like, okay, you got to decide if you pay cuts coming along, times getting reduced, you actually some even losing the jobs at all. You got this funky crossroads where you really don't know what to do. So we actually did this show about a year ago, but like I told Lab, I'm more savvy, a radio host, and I do think we've done this a couple times, do a show over to re-get the information, because I do think the information is needed regardless to do that. So again, we'll be talking about what you need to do to leave your what things you need to do to leave your 9 to 5. I'm super excited about that. As always, when we start this show off, I rehash the previous week, and we know what's going on in the news. Corona, and a little bit of Corona. There you go. A curfew. Well, I'm in Jonesboro. I think they got one out there, but yeah. But I mean, hell, it ain't like we got nothing out there. So, it's like, where you gonna go?
Gas station.
Even so many things you can do on Tara Boulevard. So much you do on Tara Boulevard and Highway 85. Yeah.
He said only so much you can do on Tara Boulevard.
Yeah, so much you do on Tara Boulevard or Highway 85. And they damn sure for the cut on National down. Cut off, And you know what just something was saying? Yeah, that's Corona free zone. Everybody immune to Corona on Old National. You done been around and they hell so much stuff on Old National. Ain't no Corona. Corona like, oh, hell no. Not Old Nat. So I'm saying, them little main corridors, there's so much to do out there and stuff like that. So they haven't. I think they should. I think, just kind of, looking at how China and some of the other countries were able to kind of get ahead of it. They just had to just make some painful decisions and live with it for a short amount of time to kind of free yourself up. But I think until we decide to do that, we're always gonna have some kind of problems. Because people just, I don't think it's people don't care. I don't think nobody wants to get sick. I just think that if you're telling me it's serious, but you let me do everything.
How serious could it be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it just, you can't go in the bars, you can't go in the Waffle House, order to go and everything, but hell, you doing that anyway.
Yeah.
So the beat,
there
you go. The beat ain't stopped. So, but I just want to tell everybody, be safe, practice social distancing, do everything you learned in pre-K. Wash your hands for 20 seconds, dry them off. Don't pick your nose. Shit you learn.
Don't kiss strangers.
There you go. Shit you learn that, 4 or 5 years,
So do that. It's a shelter in place out here, but you wouldn't know it. I could have swore there's more people out on the street today than it was.
They said it went into effect at 12 o'clock noon.
Man, I would drive. Said, it sure don't look like no shelter in place going on out here. Drive through stocked up, Kroger full, folks.
People don't have a sense of urgency.
Barbershop open.
That's it. And I think until they make some tough decisions, that's on where they're going to get ahead of it.
Yeah, they trying to save about economics, trying to say, well, the economics going, I was listening to somebody on I think it was on NPR.
An expert.
And the guy was like, we could go, today we had 4 people infected, 4 deaths. He said, now we got 47.
In Georgia?
Yeah. Well, in Georgia in a week. So he said it's only gonna get worse.
Be careful, everybody. Just be careful and everything. Next, we're in the middle of tax season. I can be honest with you guys. Everybody ain't going through a recession. It's actually been pretty good, guys.
Right.
You know, we pivoted, went to a virtual stream with everything. You know, been just telling Slick 316 about be you know, it's funny. I never knew what a 316 meant for, but I just wanted to tell you that other day.
you just picked it up.
Yeah, definitely from the west side. I meant to tell you that other day, but you know, just with, you know, being able to use, you know, current technologies to go virtual, we've been able to still, you know, not miss a beat with tax season. You know, customers been able to do everything virtually. You know, we're using the Zoom, using the Hangouts, you know, and everything. People sending stuff in. And to be honest with you, and I go over, you know, once I finish rehashing some stuff, it gives you a different way of how business is probably going to be going in the future, you know. Telling everybody watch out for the stimulus bill got signed. I think by the Senate. I think maybe a couple more days they'll probably get in the president's hands, where everybody probably get those little stimulus checks we got a couple years ago and everything, you know. You thought you were going to spend all your income tax money.
Surprise.
You know, hey, man, shoot, I went down to buy here, pay here a lot. The car done died on me beginning of the month. And ain't got a chance to go get you another one. Don't wave the right flag yet, you know. Stimulus check is on the way. Get you another buy here, pay here a lot car. It's on the way. Another thing I want to give a big shout out to my second son, PJ Burden. Junior be 18 tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy early birthday, PJ. That's my dude, you know. You know, Junior around me all the time and everything. And big shout out to P, man. Big shout out, man. P can get ready to go in the military and then go start school from there and everything. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
For PJ, man. We was down there in the National Guard office today, man. He just talking like he ready to get the hell away from me right now, you know. So I'm super excited for PJ, man, and all his endeavors and everything. So happy early birthday to P Dog and everything. So next, I want to just tell everybody, a lot of us, even though these changes have been somewhat negative in terms of being forced to be in the house and not be able to do anything, I just want to tell everybody, take advantage of this family time you got. If you got time, I mean, some folks, I see the memes about my kids driving me crazy, this, that, and that. Focus less on what's bothering you, focus more on what you guys can do, communicate more, play some family games and stuff like that, because the way we do in life, we're so engulfed the way our lives are. We got to go to work, kids got to go to practice, we pick them up, do homework, go to bed, and do it all over again. Now we're forced to sit here and enjoy each other. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody listening. Just do that. Focus less on who get on your nerves, focus more on how you guys can bond and talk and get to know your kid better and stuff, because I don't think people really realize, you know, the vast majority of the day, you don't really deal with your kids.
Right.
They at school or they sleep. You got maybe a couple hours at dinner time that you can deal with them. So take advantage of it instead of, just complaining about, they're around and I need a break and everything, just focus on a little quality time you spend with your family. Last thing is, what I kind of talked about earlier and stuff, what I was talking about, I'm going to have a show about this, about what I've penned, the new normalcy. And what I think about, and I made it up, so if I see somebody did it, I will sue you.
It is copyrighted.
Yeah. But, and what I mean by that is, it kind of back, you remember kind of like when the market crashed back in 08, and, you had 10 people on the shift, and they laid out 5 and kind of stretched that 1-5 off, and then maybe paid them a little bit more money. And it's kind of like now, where you send everybody home, and everybody's working virtually, and now you got people like, why the hell am I paying $5,000 a month rent for this office space? Why are we sitting here doing this kind of stuff? Why are we sitting here paying for these stuff to get shipped and I get it dropped off here? All kind of different processes people were doing before are changing. Because as a business owner, if you don't know how to pivot, and what I mean by pivot, just adjust to drastic changes, you won't survive.
Right.
So the changes that you make, those are just a new way you're going to do processing. And if those processes may not necessarily be traditional, they may be uncomfortable, but you're not really losing anything, or it may even be cheaper, why do it? I think you're going to see, coming out of this, you're going to see I personally think the commercial real estate market is really going to get affected by this.
You think so?
Absolutely, because again, people are seeing now, why the hell am I paying all this money for rent? Unless they're going to drastically drop in prices. Because if I can have a team doing this, it doesn't mean I want to have an office, but do I need
That much
10,000 square feet?
Right.
You know?
Can I get by with 3,000?
Yeah, you might just get you a little virtual office and just hub it out. I'm just saying that I think that's what a lot of people are going to come out of this situation where some of the things that they're doing, you're going to see a lot more restaurants that don't really focus on sit-down space. You know, it's just a lot of things that come out of that. And I say this to say, before we get started in the show, learn how to pivot. Focus less on what you're not able to do, focus more on what you can do. And I think you'll, be a whole lot more beneficial on you. Again, this is Change the Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. I know some of you guys looking at it from different vessels. We're streaming live on YouTube. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the station. I'm about to forget my whole spiel. On the YouTube channel, we got over 170 videos on there, a lot of good information. Also, make sure you go to my other YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. I had a good video I reposted again today about the things you need to do before you start a business and stuff. That will come from Mr. Short Dollar.
Okay.
Also, we stream live on Instagram and also on Facebook on the Changing Lives. Changing Lives and Mr. Short Dollar has a Facebook page also. So make sure you can catch us all kind of different ways. Also, us being part of a Misfits Radio, Misfits Media Group, where if you drive, you can't look at the videos. You can also, go to the podcast. Not only with, all the different, what we got, 7 different shows? 7 different shows. You can just mine or my other show cohorts. You can check us out on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, Periscope, and still working on Pandora and everything. So, again, you have no excuse whatsoever to miss all this good information. Well, with that said, also a big shout out to Grey Goose.
Yeah.
Wow, Goose be loose. It's good stick and good drink, good information tonight. Man, tonight we're going to talk about how to leave your 9 to 5. And what inspired me to talk about this show in particular, just get this information out. Like I said, a lot of people going through a lot of drastic changes that they have not caused. And in terms of where the economy going and stuff, people laying you off, cutting your hours. And also you might be in a position where, you're just kind of tired of going through the changes. You like, look, this man ain't listening to me at work. I'm trying to give my supervisor the information. He won't listen. You have that one supervisor, look, I talked to her and she's not valuing me. She has looked at me as an employee. I'm beneath her. I got ideas. I got stuff I can bring to the table. And she just like, okay.
She look at you like a number, employee 62.
And you tired of it.
Yeah.
And so what I want to do is give you my famous blueprint on how to lead your 9 to 5. And I think if you follow the things I tell you to do, I think you'll be well on your way to happiness, okay? When you start thinking about, different situations about being at work and you're frustrated, and I can just say from personal experience, just working in corporate America, just never feel like I was just part of the organization. Just, you work there, but just, you'll see people like giving ideas and, their certain leadership will listen to them and everything. And I say something, it's just like I said something in damn Arabic. And what is short ass talking about, man? I see him walking off. Yeah, man. Not paying attention to a damn thing I said, man. You don't feel heard, you don't feel appreciated, you don't feel recognized. And it's hard. It's hard. Life do so much to us, and it's hard to go through that every day, just not feeling like you're a part of something and everything. Right. And that one of the things that kind of touched me when my journey with going out there and leaving my 9 to 5 and stuff like that. It was just hard for me to not feel appreciated or wanted, and everything. So you do have a lot of people that actually do want to leave. They have the idea, hey man, I got this, I know what I want to do. I want to start this business. I want to do it, but they just don't know how.
Right.
So they're in a funky spot. They can't really, just step forward and stuff because they got all the interest and the want, but just don't know how. And then you have, some folks that, which is one of the things I always talk against, fear. And like I tell you all the time, man, the biggest thing with me is I've never been comfortable with somebody else controlling my destiny. I didn't, we talked about that before, like when, people, you want to go to your supervisor, say you want to raise, you want to do something different, you go to them and say this is what's going on, and you go have that conversation with them, let them know all the things you bring to the table, all the things you know, and then they turn around and look at you like you're crazy. And I always say, like, they know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. They just don't believe you're going to leave.
Oh, okay.
They know what you're doing. They know about the records you said, all the numbers you made and everything, because it made them some money.
Right.
So they know. The thing what they don't know is if you got enough courage to leave. And I just think a lot of times, I'm just so uncomfortable. And I don't knock anybody about anything, but I'm very uncomfortable about people making decisions for me.
Okay.
If I lose, I want to lose because of Poochie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you just like, hey man, we're gonna flip a coin. We're gonna get the short black guy or the tall, or the Asian dude. Okay, you got heads, I got tails. We're gonna flip it.
They flip the coin.
Yeah. You come in next morning. Hey everybody. Hey Deonte, we're gonna go in a different direction.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah, we're going in a different direction. Okay, cool. What we're gonna do? We're gonna start streaming. Or what we're gonna? Hey, no, where's no more we.
It's just us and you.
Yeah. Security already standing at your desk. You're like, what you at my damn desk for? No need to go back over there.
Yeah.
He's going to walk you down.
We'll mail all your stuff to you.
They didn't get satisfaction there with me. I went to my damn office at 11 o'clock at night, packed my shit. 11 o'clock at night, typed my resignation. Been a great 15 years. Wish you guys were effective immediately resign. Shit. I've been on the other end of the stick.
Right.
Yeah, nah, you ain't finna get me.
So it's not gonna happen.
Hell no. I already know what that. Again, it's Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Changing Lives. Subscribe to it. Check out all the videos. Tonight we're discussing how to lead your 9 to 5. So now we're finna get into the nitty gritty. I'm finna give you my world famous blueprint on how to lead your 9 to 5 job.
There you have it.
Okay, first, when we start by talking about phase one, I got it broke down in 3 different phases, okay? And the first phase is how to prepare, okay? And this is very critical because when the gumption comes to you that, hey, I can't take this no more, I can't do this no more.
Right.
The worst thing we can do is just go in there and just, you effing this, that, and that, cuss everybody out, get in your car, and you're like, yeah.
I done did this.
Yeah. You feeling proud all the way through the parking lot till you got in your car. You're like, how in the world? My wife gonna kill me. So we in phase one, how to prepare. Number one, do your research. And what I mean by doing your research, number one, let's just say that whatever you're thinking about doing, let's make sure it's a viable option. Now, when I say that is, what's a viable option? Can you even do it? You want to start selling cookies, selling cakes, or doing clothes and stuff like that? Is it a viable option? Not that you can't sell cookies and cakes. Do you have what it takes right at this particular point in time from where you're at to be able to do it? Doesn't mean don't do it, but be aware of where you at with the situation.
Okay.
Are you in a market that wants to buy your product? That's why I say a lot of times people try to sell stuff or create a business that's not needed for that particular area. You see it on Facebook all the time. Black folks don't support black businesses. And black folks support black businesses. Black folks just don't want to buy the shit you're selling.
Right.
Again. But somebody does. The job on you as a business owner is to find out the people that want to do it. And that's the thing about it. Just make sure it's a viable option to do. Next thing is, discuss with your family. Be straight up with them and stuff like that. Don't just, again, like, hey, I'm finna leave my job, quit my job, have an open, honest conversation, how it's going to impact you guys financially.
Right.
How it's going to affect you guys from a time perspective. Is it going to take you away from everything and everything? Is everybody on board? You get into it, like, you see that from the Madam C.J. Walker thing. Her husband on board with a lot of stuff. Once she start hard charging, hey, look, I'm a man. You got to let her know. I don't care about how much damn hack grease you sell. I'm a man.
Living off her dime, though, and her idea.
No, he was a sharp dude.
Uh-huh.
I just don't think that they were prepared. I can even say personally myself, I don't think they were prepared for the challenges. Everybody prepared for the dream.
And the success.
Yeah, but I don't think nobody prepared for the challenges that come along with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just being apart, the stress, and everything like that it poses on the family. That's why I say sit down with your family and have them discussions again where you have everything covered, but just get a feeling how everybody feels. That being your significant other, your spouse, your children. How is it going to impact everybody? Daddy might be gone for a minute. Mama might not can't be around, because we got to focus on this. We might miss some parties and stuff, and see how everybody feel about it. The next thing is draft a financial plan. And see, this is probably the most important thing out of all three phases. What people don't understand is when you leave your job and you want to start another business, people have this wrong perspective in terms of the actual money they need to make. See, if you're making a job making $50,000 a year, they think, well, look, man, I got to make $50,000 a year. I'm making it. If I ain't making that, I ain't going to leave my job. You're looking at it wrong. You don't need to replace your income. You need to replace your living expenses.
Right.
So if you're making $50,000 a year, but it just costs you $25,000 to live, that's all you need to be concerned with. If your mortgage, your utilities, your insurance, your groceries and everything totaling $25,000, you just need to be focused on that. Once you get to that, you just might be uncomfortable, but once you got that covered, that's the main thing, because that's just taking care of your necessities. And I think that's what people need to focus on. Draft that plan to make sure you're replacing your living expenses, not your current income. Okay, that's very, very important, because a lot of times people put things off or get intimidated by something because they're trying to get this particular number, and that's not the number you need. The number you need to be looking for is your living expenses. And remember, when we're looking at those living expenses, we get the needs, not the wants. The next thing, from that point, just prioritize everything from that point. Even if it's some of your needs, is it a need you can kind of put off? In terms of that, you may going to go back and renegotiate with some of your billers or creditors. You can maybe get a put on a flat rate with some of your utility companies. As for maybe some adjustments with your mortgage and everything. Again, you don't have to hit hard times, but again, it's asking. Just like I put out in the show last week, preparing for economic crisis. Hey, I'm just taking my personal experience. I done called all my mortgage companies.
Right.
All of them. Got stuff put off and everything. I'm waiting for one bank to call me back tomorrow. I was told I can put a whole year off and it's just another year on the back end to the loan. Okay. I was just saying, okay, yeah.
Say it don't take nothing but the call.
Hey, ain't nothing but a call. Hey, what my man, one call, that's all. Come on now, and that's it. That's it. I call, and this was just being proactive. And listen, when I
the time they being nice about everything.
Absolutely. And I don't just be on here talking. I practice what I preach. And this is a conversation yesterday. I'm waiting for them to call me back, and it's a major top 5 bank too. So I'm just telling you, it's not like these folks got that. They don't want these houses back. They don't want them called back. It's just a matter of calling them. And someone doing forbearance and everything. They got different things. Some stuff may not benefit you, but at the end of the day, they can do them tell you yes or no. So you just give a call, be proactive with it. For the most part, I don't think nobody's charging late fees or anything like that. And a lot of, even with student loan, I think student loans are all for like 90 days or something like that.
No payments for 90 days.
Whoa! Like, come on now.
With no late fees and no extra charges or anything.
Exactly.
Like you owe.
Exactly. So listen, just be proactive and just give a call and stuff, because when you start on this journey of leaving your job and stuff like that, we want to be trying to live off the bare minimum. I ain't saying move in a cave, but I'm just saying prioritize the thing that's important and just be proactively getting the plan together. The next thing is create like a soft business plan. What I mean by a soft business plan, you're doing, just that initial drafting of your ideas, and I kind of get you a mission together, get you a vision together, do some kind of market analysis. Like I said, in regards to if it's viable or not, what I'm trying to sell, the product that I want to sell, the actual area that I'm trying to sell it in, do they need it? Can they afford it? Do I need to be selling?
That's when you have vision. Writing down your mission and your vision I believe is a very important thing when you start your business. That's the first thing you should do, to me, because it lets you see it on paper. And I mean physically write it.
Gotcha.
Write it down, look at it, see if it's even viable. See, because that lets you I mean, you can say it in your head. It's going to sound good in your head all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, seeing it on that piece of paper as you writing it down, thinking of what your vision is and what your mission would be in your business, you may change things. You may that don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're writing it, you're looking at it. You're doing three things at once. You're thinking about it, you're writing it, then you're looking at it and evaluating while you're looking at it.
All the time.
And sometimes when you're writing it down and looking at it and evaluating it while you're doing it, you see things that can be changed, that could be maybe done better, or taken out altogether. So that mission and vision, writing that stuff down is very vital when you start a business.
Well, you know, to that point of what we're speaking on, and I'm just thinking about grad school 101. The difference between defining the mission and vision statement. And the mission statement is what you are as a business, and the vision statement is where you want to be.
Right.
So
yeah, what you are, and where you want to be.
I'm glad you even brought that up, because I ain't addressed what that is. The mission is what you are, mission statement is what you are, and the vision statement is what you want to be.
Yeah.
So that's a good point, and I think people just need to sit here and do that, because that'll be that guiding rule when you're trying to go get certain things. Just to looking at, because again, this soft business plan, just getting kind of like some initial taste of, okay, is this even a good idea, bad idea? Maybe, and I don't want to necessarily use the word bad idea, but like I say again, is it viable? Should I want to, I want to get this little storefront, but it might not work, but it may be better sell it virtually. I remember that time I talked about one of my clients. She wanted to have the bakery store, and I told her that wasn't a good idea to do it. Just, get a kiosk. You know what I'm saying, and everything like that, because I just couldn't see. I know some cake places out here, and I know one brother, I know he's saying he was making all his money selling cakes, but the brother out there at East Point, but I think if you see where he sell cakes there, I think you understand why. He probably got $300 a month rent or mortgage. You know what I'm saying? And everything.
But
I ain't knocking his spot, but I'm just saying.
Work, right?
Yeah. And only what I'm saying is that that's probably affordable for what he's selling. That's my point with that. And I'm not knocking that, but I am saying you try to go get something in Lenox Square with the amount of rent. I just can't see you with the amount of money you spending on cake. That you got to sell hundreds of cakes for you to be able to break even. So that's what I meant by that. You know. Yeah, I wasn't knocking the guy.
Right.
But I think you understand.
He knew his finances and where he needed to be and where he needed to start at, and maybe move up later on. But right now, this is it. Exactly.
Kind of like the lady was selling them ghetto burgers and everything like that. Yeah. No. I'm not talking about her. No. I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about it in terms of that particular facility and everything stuff. Kind of like what was the folks on Instagram selling them all them buttery crabs over there on Counter Road or whatever.
Okay. And
they were selling them out like, man, it was like a hut.
Yeah. Okay.
They done upgraded, but my whole point what it wasn't really no overhead to kind of hold them back with that. That's what I meant by that and everything. Shout out to the ghetto burgers and all that kind of stuff and everything.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. I ain't knocking on the innovation, but and again. And probably the most important part about that, again, let me say that with a soft business plan, you're doing the market analysis, the vision statement, you're looking up cost information, price information, you start making projections, getting all kind of stuff like on a piece of paper just to kind of see what's going on. Again, we're trying to focus on that word, viability, would it work? The next part, remember we're on phase 1, how to prepare, which is, and the last part about that is you got to make the decision to leave. Once you make the decision to leave your job, not that you're going to leave that next day, but mentally make that decision to leave. All your movements and everything going forward is going to be channeled towards that. A lot of times people talk about, I'm going to leave this job, I'm going to do this next year. When I get my, student loan or income tax refund, I'm going to start this, that, and that. And, they just talk. Once you make a real decision, like I'm going to go brush my teeth, I'm going to go take a bath, you that serious, something that you have to make like a necessity, all your movement's going to be towards that. You're going to save. You're going to just think differently. Once you make that real decision, not the thought, but the decision, all your movements are going to be that way. Everything. You ain't going to compromise nothing. Man, you be like, hey, dog, man, I got to, you ain't going to loan out no money. You ain't going to get in those situations. Bro, you're not going to get a business started, man, in a couple months. Everything going to be that way. Nothing can stop a person that's focused. A focused person is going to be doing everything in regards to making that goal or that dream happen, okay? Again, it's a Change Your Lives hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tonight, we're talking about how to leave your 9 to 5. And we just went over phase 1, how to prepare. Now we're going over phase 2, how to transition. Okay, here's the deal, and this is the most important thing, okay? You done got you a couple gift baskets. You done went over there in the corner of Bankhead and Jackson Parkway. You selling them gift baskets. You booming and everything. Everybody like it. You know, like, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. You know, you made you a little money. Made you, a couple grand. Mm-hmm. Don't you quit your job.
Don't do it.
Don't leave your job.
Right.
You done went out there and cut a couple grasses. Mm-hmm. Manicured, feeling good. You know, folks got you on Instagram and Facebook shouting you out and everything. You feeling good. Don't leave your job. Don't leave your job. Don't leave your job because you did what you did. You made some money. Mm-hmm. Okay? Well, we got to understand when we're going through this journey, we have to be rational and logical. We can never be emotional. You have to be very rational and logical. You can't be emotional. You can't just get happy and feel good about yourself and make a decision. You have to sit here and say to yourself, look, this is the way we're going to go about it, and we're going to stick with this game plan. We're going to move forward with that. We're not going to just have something run across our mind or just have little successes here and there, and that's going to kind of deter us. I quit. Keep your job. Don't quit your job. Map everything out on how you're going to go about everything by being on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. Even if going past a year, how each part of it, different things that you want to occur and things that you want to take care of in order to leave your job. So if you say you want to leave your job by the end of the year, that should be something you're doing each month of the year, each week during that month, and each day that's working towards that goal in conjunction to your regular life that you have right now. So, 1 month you may be looking at initially, let me get my logos, let me get incorporated, let me get my business license. Excuse me. Next month you might got your website, your flyers, and all that kind of stuff. But you're going methodically, and and you're organized at a point where you're getting everything, making everything happen. Stay motivated. Stay motivated in the process. You want to make sure you're reading books, talking to people with the right attitude, checking out podcasts, movies, getting mentors, looking at a show like mine, Changing Lives. But you making sure you're around good energy. That's going to be kept you getting to that way. Again, we're talking about transitioning. Seek good counsel. Get you an accountant. Get you a lawyer. Get you a consultant. Make sure you talk to the people that can give you the right information and not the information, not what they think. Far too often.
Not what you want to hear.
Exactly.
Not what you want to hear. That's important right there. Don't have all your friends who the lawyer, who the accountant, who the consultant telling you everything you want to hear. Now you done jumped out because all 3 people that's your friends from high school told you that was a great idea.
Hey, jailhouse lawyers, good in one place, jail. So, just be honest with you. And to that point, just to even go a little deeper into it, don't just settle on Google. Mm-hmm. Because when you look on Google, you're going to get a lot of information. I'm a big proponent in going to Google University. But going to pay them lawyers some information. Mm-hmm. Going to pay that accountant, that consultant some information, because they're going to go a little bit deeper. Mm-hmm. Because on Google, you're going to get the fact, but you're not necessarily going to get the best fact for you. Because, again, we all come to the table with different things. You married, they got kids, they got good credit, you don't. You got some collateral, they don't. Everybody got different situations coming to the table. And those people that are subject matter experts, they can evaluate what you're trying to do in relation to what you got going on and then give you the best map to going through it. That's why, again, big shout out. Make sure you look at Majestic Business Service, who I'm the owner of, I ain't even brought up. Check out that consulting link. Book an appointment. We spend a lot of times this time of year up to the summer, a lot of people coming to us booking appointments on how to get a business started, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and what they can be doing best. So, again, make sure you're just seeking out good counsel. Now we're at a point you want to start drafting out a solid business plan. You actually getting everything, gathering all the information, processing it. You got solid, real cost and price numbers. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got the real amount that it takes to make a cake. You looking at, okay, I'm selling, it's going to cost me $10 to sell a cake. I'm selling for $25. I got $15 profit per cake. Mm-hmm. You got real numbers that you can actually do some kind of analytical work with instead of you just speaking on hypotheticals and all other kind of stuff. You're getting this stuff together. You're doing the right projection. You have real market research on the actual target market, target audience, target everything that you want to be selling to it. I'm just focusing on, professional men that work, in the metropolitan areas.
Right.
You know, I'm just doing this. This is the product I'm dealing with for single moms.
Right.
And I mean, you have a specific target market that you're selling to. You know, this is a product that I'm selling. A lot of workers want to use this, say, a particular boot or belt strap for construction workers or people doing different kind of labor positions.
Mm-hmm.
You have a specific. You're narrowing it down. You got that. You know where you're gonna target it. You already got your costs together, your price together. Now you got a solid plan for you to kind of stick to and everything. Last with that, know where you at financially. The thing about it is, people are so afraid of what they may deem to be negative.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be realistic when you're trying to do this kind of stuff. We're talking about transitioning. You know, if you have any money in your account for you to do your business, if your business got any money, if you're going to have an opportunity to get access to capital. I see our people all the time, they have a business and say, well, what do you know about me getting a grant? I'm like, okay, listen. First of all, grants ain't that accessible. But if you're talking about getting a grant, like the particular business you got won't get a grant. And you try to explain certain things to people, this is probably the best route for you to go. They don't want to hear that.
Right.
Because the grant seems like it's the easiest because you're asking and you're getting. You got to go get a loan. You might got to do some uncomfortable stuff or put some stuff off. People don't want to necessarily do that. Or you got to put stuff off where you got to work a little bit longer and save a little bit more money. People don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said know where you at financially and be realistic about that. Not hoping or wishing or praying or making moves that probably, I'm giving a shout out to my boy Jay Humphreys. He's a HR expert. He don't say dumb. He said the opposite of wise. So instead of doing something the opposite of wise and making a move that probably won't be beneficial to you, especially in the long term, know where you're at financially, okay? And I think if you do that, you'll be able to handle things a whole lot better than if you make a quick emotional move, because money is very serious.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that, you see right now, a lot of businesses right now are scrambling, trying to get, access to capital and get funding. And I've had a lot of phone calls in the past week or so, because even part of that stimulus package, they're saying the government will give money to small businesses. And I have to tell people, they're still giving small businesses, but they still doing the same credit checks and everything. Yeah.
They'll give it to you, but they still gonna go through the processes.
Yeah. They ain't changed the standards.
Right,
what I'm saying? They just made more money available to the lenders, saying we'll back more of these loans, but they ain't. If your credit shot and all the other kind of stuff, they still ain't gonna give it to you.
Right.
The standards and all that stuff still stay the same. And that's why I said, like, look, know where you at, because again, if it's something that you got to maybe put off a little longer, do that. If it's something that you got to get your credit and stuff straight and getting all these things together, do that. Mm-hmm. Don't ever rush in this kind of stuff, because what happens when you rush, you'll make a bad move and you'll be back where you thought or where you was before, or even worse. So that's why I say take all this stuff serious. This is a blueprint that I've been giving to my clients for years. It's been solid. It worked for me. It works for them. I'm not saying it's the most comfortable, but I think it's one of the best out there to go about doing everything. And once you find financially okay, you being realistic with your numbers, hey, look, it's time to move. Mm-hmm. It's time to get on and move with it. Again, it's a Change Your Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. I just talked about it for a quick second ago. I am the owner of Majestic Business Services. We are full service business service firm where we do bookkeeping, tax prep, payroll, consulting, and everything. Right now we are in the middle part of tax season, especially when it getting extended. Any kind of tax needs you want, we can take care of. And like I said, right now we're doing virtual services, so don't worry about what's going on with the virus. We can log on, do it virtual, got you covered and everything. We're taking full advantage of all the technologies out there right now. So I've been pretty excited about, how we've been able to pivot and adjust with everything this tax season. But give us a call. I mean, we do consulting if you want to start a business up. If you're in business, you kind of like to hit a brick wall. Like I said, a lot of guys right now, they in business. They go on these posts and I can't get customers. Like, listen, if you look at Bar Rescue, if you look at Hell's Kitchen, I do the same thing they do. I'm just black. And I'm a whole lot smarter.
Right.
Because I know the same things they're going to do. So listen, if you instead of sitting there and let your boat sink, let the man teach you how to plug it up.
Right.
So just, give us a call at Majestic Business Services. Book an appointment for consulting and everything. All the links are there. And as always on all the videos, we have links at the bottom of the videos to all our different social media and business website links. everything's there. So you got all the access you need for us. And you can Google Deonte Burden. Everything just pop up right in and there. That's that SEO.
Yeah.
I pay a lot of money for that.
I'll pop up at the top.
Yeah.
When you type in Misfits, and that's the first thing pop up.
Yeah. Took me a while and everything. But again, tonight we're talking about how to live your 9-5. And right now we're at phase 3, which is the last part. And it's you've made that move and stuff during the transition part. Phase 3 is after you make the move. And this is going over all the things you've done. Once you've made that move to leave your job, what you need to do to kind of not only just, make sure that you're running and doing the right things while you're in business, but also you don't crash quickly like a lot of businesses do once they get out there and everything. And the first thing is, hey, be ready. Just jump off that cliff without a parachute. You're going to be scared as hell and everything. I just, one of the sayings we always hear is, worst fear in the world is the fear of the unknown. You going down that dark hall, you don't know what's behind them doors and stuff like that. Hey, you're going to have to do it. You'll have to do it. You're not going to be, if this was something comfortable and something easy to do, everybody would do it. Entrepreneurship is a very, very, very lonely walk because a lot of people get into it and realize how difficult it is and how challenging it is, and they quit because it's not what they thought. It's not what that guy on that commercial was doing. He was drinking his Grey Goose and smoking a cigar.
Talking about how great business is and how he can show you how to make $1 million in 2 hours.
Yeah, you don't see Deonte Burden. I've been going for the past 3 weeks, going to bed 2 or 3 in the morning. You don't see that. You don't see me, really stressing out, trying to get this stuff done, juggling 5 or 6 balls at a time. I'm a extremely, extremely organized and disciplined person. I can knock out 20 tasks in one day, and I function like that. And I still be having a whole lot more other stuff that I had to delegate and put off and stuff like that. But that's just how I function. And a lot of times, and that's really because I'm doing multiple things. But even just being a straight business owner, that's all you're doing and everything, you have to be super disciplined. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to stay on top of your stuff. You're not going to, you go to work every day. You might have a bad day going in, but, everything's set out for you. Hey, these are tasks you got to take care of. Cool, let me go to work, do this, come home. When it's yours, you're the one that got to sit down and designate what got to be done and how it's going to be done. And you have to be disciplined enough to do it. Put the phone down, no Facebook, no Instagram, no texting, no bad pictures or anything like that. You just got to be able to focus and stay disciplined what's going on there. Mental toughness. Yeah. Mental toughness.
Now, that's important.
Yeah. And
when you own your own business and you trying to make your business successful, being mentally tough is very important. Because there's days, man, you just like, the hell with this. I'm going back to work, or like this is just not gonna work out. It's a roller coaster ride that you gonna have to take for a while. Some people, I think, what people get mentally strained at is they keep trying things to make the business successful, and those things keep not bearing fruit. So it's like, damn, I done tried this, I done tried that, I done tried this, I done tried that, and just nothing seems to work. And then that's when you get the post says, black people don't support no business.
well, because people don't look at the phase of being a learning experience, and they want to all have successes, and not realizing like that was just something, because we can't discredit experience. So once you know how to do it, you know how to do it.
Right.
And you'll know the pitfalls. Now, we want to do it that way because that didn't work for me. Or you can be talking, well, Lab, this is what I tried now, and this is how I did it. And you can try it, but it didn't work for me. Mm-hmm. And it may work for you, but you might say, well, look, Pooch, I did it this way. I ain't never tried it. And just have that kind of dialogue and feedback and try certain things. But people so hell-bent on they want to be super successful all the time and just get discouraged so quickly when they don't have successes every time. And that's one of the things you have to be very focused on with doing it. One of the other things, I think you got to be mentally prepared to work 20 hours a day. You got to be mentally prepared to sit here and just be like a bull and work through being tired. I hear about work smart, not hard, work hard, not hard, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's cool. That's easy to say here when when you feel like you're doing something, but you try to get out there with that same mentality. If you sitting there competing with one company or just trying to even just grow yourself, you can't do things in a normal way. You're going to have to be out there grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and more grind, sacrificing your time, sacrificing sleep. You're not going to do it forever, but you got to be able to go through that pain. Now, that pain may last a week, a month, maybe a couple years, but it really comes down to how bad you want it. If you're properly tracking everything, like we said in them other sections and stuff like that, you'll see where your progression's at, and you'll also be able to see if you aren't having any kind of progress, what may be some of the pitfalls if you're properly tracking everything. That's what happens a lot of times. People don't have successes, and when these things don't happen, they're not properly looking at what they did right or wrong. They're just doing. Right. You know what I tell you, man, people get traffic confused with profits. You see these places always got a gazillion people in there, but then, you know, they calling me crying. We ain't making no money and all that. I got to pay for the food. I got to pay for this and spoilage and all that. Man, I get a call from restaurants all the time because they're actually busy, except now, but they actually were busy. And, you know, because of spoilage, you got too many people on staff at a particular shift or whatever, and they're losing money. And I have to go through with all that stuff, just kind of analyzing, like, look, man, you only need 2 people for this shift. Once you get this certain kind of point, look at it and everything, you might want to reevaluate certain things with that. Maybe want to get a different vendor for your meat, though, that you don't have to sacrifice quality, but maybe a cheaper price. Going through and looking at all that kind of stuff. But again, that's you staying on top of your metrics and looking at all your other information and stuff. A lot of people don't want to do that. But mentally prepared to work hard and stay focused with that. One thing that I will say now, you know, and I'll say this about me, and it's just probably one of the things probably that wouldn't be one of my strong suits. I don't sit and dwell on failures as long as most folks. If something don't happen right for me, I might be messed up for about a day 2 might be the most, but we stretching with that day, and I just shoot. Let's go. Let's get back on it. But I know some people sit on their back for weeks or quit and whatever, and you have to be able to have be able to quickly respond to failures or setbacks. You can't sit here and dwell on that kind of stuff. Nobody wants to lose money. Nobody want to fail. Nobody want to get hurt. But it's going to happen. Right. And how you handle it, how you respond to it, is going to be a big indicator on how successful your business is going to be. It's just straight up. You can't be sitting there whining and complaining about somebody that got over on you, or people didn't show up for this night or didn't do that. You got to, okay, cool, I learned from it. I ain't going to do that no more. No, that ain't work. I ain't going to do that no more. Or next time I might need to have this, that, and that. You can go back to it. But you can't sit here like, it's over. It's over? Damn, man, it just didn't work. What was that concert I had down in, down in Albany? That they homecoming? Had, what's her name? The girl, she was on Botch, Miss Miami. She had a 60-inch behind. Really? Lost all that money. Well, no, we almost broke even. I just knew it. We had her on that. She was on Botch. Yeah, she was on Botch.
So you knew it from the money from the roll in.
Yeah, man. I'm going to show you the promo video. That was a Albany State homecoming. That's an advertiser. She has a 60-inch butt. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the other thing. Man, she walked around that thing look like the donkey on from Shrek with her tails out. Oh, wow. But they got on Botch. Right. They somebody them. And I say this to say that I ain't tripped. We ain't lose all our money with that. We ain't lose, not like that studio, but but we that was a good learning experience. Right. That was my first concert. First show, and I'll do another one and everything like that. But I know what to do differently. Right. That's why I looked at it like, okay, you know, I lost some change with that, but I know what to do differently and everything. But definitely won't get nobody gonna be on Botch. Don't let doubt sink in your mind, guys. Don't let doubt. Don't keep questioning yourself and stuff. Just learn from it. Experience is a great teacher, and once you know how to do it, you can lose it and get it back because you know how to get it. And a lot of times people don't want to experience certain things because they so scared about losing and aren't focused enough about learning. And I think if you focus more on learning instead of that fear of losing, it'll impact you a whole lot more positively than you just being scared to try something. So, but also, like I said again, routinely check your metrics and evaluate everything. And most importantly, man, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, man. You know, find some time to rest, chill out. You know, I'm on that P. Diddy. Work hard, play hard. Right. Corona got me messed up. Well, you know, y'all, you see Poochie, I get out there. I like going out there having drinks and having a good time, but I'm a dog. Anybody know me. Anybody grew up with me, they'll tell you, man, Poochie been like this since he was a kid.
Right.
I've always worked 2 or 3 jobs at one time. The whole time I was in high school, I played sports, and I always worked at Chuckers on Bankhead and Rattlers. With Chuckers and Rattlers, same place,
right.
and Midwinters. I worked all of them for at least 3 years. I'm talking about both of them jobs,
right.
And I worked the pit job, and I went to summer football practice. I always been that way.
Right.
I always been that way. I was 9, 10 years old out there, Kmart, asking the lady for $1 to take the bag to the car. I always been like this.
Right.
I ain't never been sitting there asking nobody for nothing.
Yeah,
I was told at an early age, my granddaddy, nope. Shit. And I had some uncles that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Well, even when they said, and not in a bad way, he was just like, boy, go get your own money.
Get your own money.
If it was something I need, anything like that. But I learned early, and I liked it. Like I said, I ain't never sold no dope for. I ain't never sold drugs or did like that. And I ain't never been locked up. I ain't knocking nobody, but I'm just saying I always just work.
Yeah, I was doing newspapers. Then I had 2 jobs at the news agency. I would deliver the papers, but then I would go to the stores and pick up the old papers and drop off new papers. That paid more money. But you do that like in the evenings, like at 9, 10 o'clock, so they had the papers for the next day already in there. So you go to all the stores, like the Kroger's and stuff, and they, at that time they had the little paper stands and stuff like that, and fill those things up. Then the kicker was when I moved up. I moved to the machines, and that's when they used to put the quarters in there, and get the paper out, pull the thing down, get the paper out.
Yeah.
Well, the machines. If you do the machines, you buy the papers from the place. If you have 4 or 5 machines and you get enough papers to fill them there, you keep the money because you already paid for the papers.
I got you.
So if you got some strategic places to put those machines, like you go to a store and be like, can I put this machine out here in front of you? And they be like, yeah. Just put it out there on the real estate.
There
they buying up papers.
Lab in that young mogul. And you know what's, man? It's a great thing to think about it because I hear a lot of times, just even going, we talking about leaving 9 to 5. I hear so much information about, Atlanta and the West Side and Bankhead, and it's always this picture painted. I ain't never get caught up in that, and I ain't never been a square in my life. And I say all that to say that I think it takes a lot more to not do the thing that everybody else doing and say about you, because I do think it takes a lot more intelligence to do things in a criminal way than to do it the right way.
You always say it takes a lot more intelligence.
Yeah, it takes a lot more intelligence. So I feel like the guys that actually were doing stuff, they were way smarter than me. Right. But for whatever reason, confidence, whatever, they didn't do it. But again, it was harder to do things the right way because that wasn't necessarily cool. And it's the same thing when we start talking about life. When we start looking at a lot of these businesses, they're worried about themselves, and bottom line, if you got a child, you got health issues, you got a home, whatever, they don't give a damn.
About that, no.
They don't give a damn. They worried about profits, bottom lines, and all that kind of stuff. You hear the CEOs talking, I'm not going to take and pay this year. Hey, you get $20 million a year, you got no pay for the next 5 years.
You got no stock options.
Yeah. Who the hell?
You get $20 million salary and you got $2 billion worth of stock options.
You can make $20 million a year, skip it early, you're good. And see, and those are the kind of things I'm getting at. So I just want to kind of push people to that, that way of thinking. I'm not saying the way I think is right, but I am saying when you put your life, your family in other folks' hands, it's very dangerous. So that doesn't mean necessarily everybody need to work for themselves. I am saying be prepared or have certain things in place where you can cover yourself. Don't you have? I get said all the time. People say, jack of all trades, master of none. Shit, it been times some things didn't work, and I was there to pick it up on the back end. But regardless if it did or didn't work, I was attempting to kind of hedge myself, make sure something didn't work. And I just think that, times like this is the perfect example. Excuse me again, and I don't want nothing bad to happen to anybody, but times like this are the times that people have to sit there and reevaluate. Like, look, man, I done came to work every day on time. I got all these damn awards, and it just come down to no. And it's not that the people want to. I don't think the people want to fire you or lay you off. They just can't afford to keep you.
Yeah, I think people, and that's where they make the most mistakes. People have to always suspect that you're gonna be the next one gone. Especially if you work for somebody else. I know that's like a stupid way to live, but you always have to suspect that because you're not the owner of that business. And that, like you said, that person's going to do what's best for him and his family and his business. And you may not be what's best for that business at any given moment.
I don't think it's a stupid way to live. I think it's a smart-ass way to live.
Yeah, you got to expect that one day, it may take 35 years. You got to expect that one day you might be let go.
The thing of it is, like I said, I don't think in the business owner, if you're a good worker or a hard worker and you making me money, I'm not looking to let you go. I'm looking to pay you more money so you can make me some more money. The thing of it is, when it come down to trimming a fat, I got to push you off the boat before I drown. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Somebody got to walk the plank.
Somebody got to walk the plank.
Yeah. The shark ain't going to eat both our ass, and this is my damn boat.
This is my ship.
Yeah. No. And I think if you live like that, you're not expecting necessarily to get fired, but you're going to protect yourself.
Right.
That's like when I said, when you make that decision to leave your job, all your movements and your actions are going to be towards leaving that job. Mm-hmm. You're going to be doing something every day. You're not going to make stupid decisions. You're not going to blow checks. You're not going to forget to do certain things. You're not going to stay disciplined. If you're focused, you made that decision to leave that job. And that's the thing about it. And again, I know everybody can't be a boss. Mm-hmm. I know some folk got to be a worker. But again, I'm not saying what everybody has to be channeling a certain segment. I am saying find ways to protect yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, if you got that side hustle that can kind of help you and catch some stuff. Because unemployment like $300 a month, a week. If you're saying, look, if I'm making on the side, doing what I'm doing, extra $200 a week or whatever, this, that, and that, you might keep yourself on float while things are going. But if you sit there ain't prepared, ain't got nothing in place, man, now you're on V103, bothering Frank Ski, asking them about different stuff. Can you do this and all that kind of stuff? And a lot of us just can't have decision making.
Right.
We can't prevent health issues. We can't prevent certain things stuff happens. Right. But again, it's just like, for the simple fact, I'm talking to you now and saying certain things, you've been enlightened. Mm-hmm. Somebody done told you.
That's
same thing with me. Once somebody done told me, I know now.
Right.
I know now.
You can't say you didn't know.
Yeah, there you go. And that is why a lot of times people don't want to be educated or they're told, because once you're told, you got to be held accountable. And I just want everybody to look, take the information I gave you, be very proactive, look up more and more information you can kind of get, and just, take action for yourself. Mm-hmm. Again, tonight's show, we talked about how to leave your 9 to 5. I hope it was really informative, you guys. As always, you can go back on the YouTube channel and see all the different links. If you want to go to Majestic Business Services, which I'm the owner of, you can reach us on the web at www.majesticbiz.com or give us a call at 678-479-4007. Book a consulting appointment. You want to just check out, you need any other consulting, the links are there. You need your taxes done, any kind of strategic help, break-even analysis, forecast, anything like that, we can get you guys squared away. We got a lot of things coming down the pike in the next month or so with changing lives, from the videos and courses we got coming out. So I hope we've been pretty informative to you guys tonight. I really appreciate everybody tuning into the show. I think we had a lot of great information. Make sure you go leave comments. Leave comments on the Facebook. Leave comments on the YouTube. Share the videos and stuff like that. I don't care if you feel like it's a good comment, a bad comment. I just want a comment. But again, I appreciate all the interaction. Appreciate the support. See you guys next week. And you guys listen. Take care of yourself and be super careful out there. Love you guys and talk to you next week.